I might get myself into hot waters by saying this, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I feel it's important for you to consider a different perspective. There's a lot of literature out there for highly sensitive persons suggesting that it's healthier to make it a habit to disengage from mainstream society regularly in order to protect themselves. Now, I understand there's a wide spectrum of high sensitivities, from the mildly highly sensitive, to the super highly sensitive. As always, you know where you're at on this scale at this point. So, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. There will be some highly sensitive persons where the suggestions of protection is the perfect relief they've been waiting for. But in general, I do not believe that protection is the healthy long-term solution for anyone. Like most other HSPs, I'm grateful for Dr. Elaine Aron's research work. 2 decades ago, she noted the difference in brain activities between the highly sensitives and the non-sensitives, and concluded that highly sensitive persons really belong to a special personality classification in human beings, kind of like a new minority group. Because of her book, highly sensitives now understand that they're not alone to feel that the world is often cruel, cold, insensitive, loud, or chaotic. A quarter of the population is like that, which is pretty significant. So Aron's work was like permission for us highly sensitives to accept ourselves, give ourselves more self-love and self-care, which I totally agree with. The only thing is, Dr. Aron's knowledge hasn't changed the non-sensitive world. Everything still runs the same way in society. So we highly sensitives still have to face life as it had been and deal with it. I'm also a visible minority who immigrated to a country of white people. That was decades ago. I was treated differently. They didn't fully understand me, but they were nice to me. They accepted me. But when I wanted more than just being an average person, that's when I ran into problems. There are 2 distinct levels of being: the surviving and the thriving. Surviving means being able to fit in, be average, and be comfortable. Thriving means being able to exceed average. To survive is a defensive frame of mind. To thrive is an offensive frame of mind. Survival is all that animals focus on, and human beings are animals. So there's nothing wrong with it. Most of the teachings out there for highly sensitive persons fall into the survival category. Techniques to prevent from getting overwhelmed, like how to avoid high energy places. Spend time alone to recharge. Learn how to spot a narcissist so as to avoid them, etc., etc. The prevent, the avoid, the retreat is all about setting up boundaries, being defensive. They're all useful information, don't get me wrong. However, human beings are way more than other animals because we have a frontal lobe. This part of the brain gives human beings the unique capacity to go past survive into thrive. Meaning that in the presence of fear and discomfort, human beings can figure out other life strategies instead of just defaulting to fight or flight. I'm going to suggest to you my strategy called the best defense is a good offense. Sounds like fight? Yes. But I'm not talking about aggression at all. What I'm saying is, instead of being defensive at your life, take an offensive position towards your life instead. So when a problem comes at you in life, instead of reacting in defense, step aside and ask yourself what the situation is telling you. Okay, if you're thinking right away that you do that all the time and the problem is still around, I understand. It is easier said than done sometimes because of blind spots. Consider healing your blind spots so you can understand clearly what the universe is telling you. Because these messages always point you toward your highest potential. Like the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Don't bother to waste your energy focusing on someone else whom you don't like. Why do they do what they do? Why they don't get you? Like, why? Okay, unless you're a psychologist. Because that's defense. Regressive thinking. Just ignore them. Instead, use your energy to focus on getting what you want. How to meet only the people that you like. This would be constructive offense. Progressive thinking. You can't control anybody else anyway. The only person you can control is yourself. And you have a lot of power within to control your circumstances. Or I should say, you have access to a lot of power from within when you're clear. So, the best defense is a good offense can be translated as the best way to survive is a good plan to thrive. Strengthen yourself from the inside out so you can step into your power and play the game with the rest of the non-sensitive people. To your very best. Namaste.